A brand new video. Today we're doing NBA player props here on PrizePicks for Tuesday, November 15th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There's also a Discord link in the description below of this video where the main server is currently completely free, building a super strong community in there, and then Patreon links in the description as well, where I do post all the plays here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play. I play NBA, NFL, college football, and college basketball. Post on Patreon every single day, so go ahead and check out that link. But let's get into it, you guys. Before I get started, though, just want to mention, like, yesterday was not a great day as far as just player props cashing out. But I just want to mention at the end of the day, this is a hobby. I get like numerous. You guys should see my messages and like on Discord and Patreon and just the comments on YouTube. I'm not really fazed by it because that's just how it is in this space, in this sector. But like at the end of the day, this should be like a hobby for us. You know, like this shouldn't be. If you're on here and you're betting like the last $10 to your name, then you should not be doing this at all, or even watching these videos. And at the same time too, we can only predict volume, matchup. We can do all the research in the world. If the player shoots 5 for 25 from the field, there's nothing we can do about it. People talking about I sold them XYZ, like I'm out there taking these shots and I'm out there playing 30 minutes for the Knicks. So again, just wanted to mention that to you guys. This should be a hobby at the end of the day. You guys, I feel like some of you guys take this a little bit too serious. I mean, obviously it's super fun and we love it, and if you're watching this video, you probably love it. I love it. I'm addicted to it. But at the end of the day, if these players props don't hit or they cash, we move on. But let's get into it, you guys. 2 total player props that I do like here for Tuesday, November 15th. Again, let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these props afterwards. First player prop of the day is going to be Mike Conley here, over 7.5 assists. I like this for a few reasons. One, he's hit his last 4 games, 12, 13, 10, and 8 assists over his last 4 games here. Kind of surprising this is set at 7.5. I do think this has a chance to bump up to 8, possibly at some point during, at the end of the day. I don't know. But Mike Conley here, he's hit this 9 of 14 times this season. More specifically, he's hit this 6 of his last 7, right? You can see here 8, 10. Had a 4 assist game here against the Clippers, who do play tough perimeter defense. And then he had 12, 13, 10, and 8. Mike Conley, though, over his last 7 games is averaging 15.1 potential assists on the season. Playing 30 minutes, 15.1 potential assists, right? Those have been converting. I mean, he's literally averaging like 8 assists, right, on the season. So 15.1 converting to 8. I mean, if he can continue to get 15.1 potential assists, I mean, we just need a few of those shots to go in, and his chances of getting this 7.5 are pretty high in my opinion. I also just love the matchup versus the Knicks here. The Knicks and the Utah Jazz, you can see here New York and Utah, both in the top 5 in NBA pace, 103.9 for New York and 102.9 for Utah. So there should be a ton of shots here. Should be a ton of shots, ton of volume. This does have the highest over-under, I believe, on the day. 131. The highest over-under on the day. We only got 5 games here today, so obviously not a ton of games to choose from here. But 231 is the over-under. Utah is 5-point favorites here against the Knicks. This should be a good game. I really do think this should be a good game. Both teams, I mean, the Utah is 10-5, but the Knicks, they have good offense. Defense has been absolutely horrendous. So hopefully this game can remain close. Again, blowouts have been killing us lately. But Utah here, 10-5. 5-point favorites here, 231 over under. So highest scoring game, or highest projected scoring game on the slate here. And the Knicks also, right, to the point guard position, giving up the second most assists to the point guard position at 9.6 assists total to the point guard position. I mean, they're also giving up a ton of points, and they're just giving up a ton of, just getting cooked by point guards in general. The 4th most fantasy points in the NBA, but 2nd most assists at 9.6. Mike Conley, averaging 15.1 potential assists over his last 7 games, playing 30-plus minutes in a game that should have a ton of shots. 2 of the top 5 teams in pace. 7.5 assists for Mike Conley. I like the over on this one. That's the first play of the day. Just a superstar here. We're going Ja Morant. Wherever he is, Ja Morant. We're going over 28.5 points here against the Pelicans. There's no Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane's been ruled out. He's going to be out for a little while here. I believe stress fracture, big right toe sprain in his big right toe. He's going to be sidelined for 2 to 3 weeks. So just taking a quick look, Ja Morant's game log this season, right? 20.5 points. He's hit the over on this 6 times this season. Has hit under it, 6 times? So 6 of 12. He's hit the over on this of 28.5 points. Ja Morant in the sole game this season without Desmond Bane against the Utah Jazz on Halloween. Ja Morant had 37 points, 12 for 18 from the field, 12 for 15 from the free throw line. Went absolutely crazy in 31 minutes in a loss, actually, so 121 to 105. But this whole game here without Desmond Bane, he had 37 points. Ja Morant, a game long without Desmond Bane, in his career since Desmond Bane has been on the Memphis Grizzlies, he's gone over this 4 times, 33, 35, 37, and 38 here. Ja Morant without Desmond Bane. But I like this for a few other reasons. One, Ja Morant is facing the New Orleans Pelicans, and Zion Williamson's on the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion Williamson was picked number 1 over Ja Morant here back in 2019, I believe. And I don't really like to go too deep into like narratives as far as just like how it's going to affect the game flow or how it's going to affect a certain player. But you guys know how Ja Morant is as a competitor, and I'm sure you guys understand that Ja Morant is probably trying to go crazy against the Pelicans here. He was picked second. Again to Zion Williamson. So I definitely think he's going to come out with some sort of attitude, some sort of vengeance here. And 20.5 just seems too low for Ja Morant. I think the over under for this game is pretty decent. I mean, 228.5 is the second highest on the day, behind obviously the New York Knicks and Utah Jazz here. But 228.5, this game is going to be also on TNT. Zion versus Ja. I think Zion's probably going to play. He's questionable. It'll be crazy if he doesn't play this. I mean, that kind of sucks if he doesn't play it as an NBA fan, but Ja Morant over 28.5, right? So Ja Morant, second in the NBA in total drives, 22.8% or 22.8 drives per game, right? He's driving to the basket 22.8% of the time, or 22.8 times per game. And the New Orleans Pelicans are 10th in the NBA in points per paint, 51.6. Now, Jonas Valanciunas is the center for the New Orleans Pelicans, and he doesn't really block a ton of shots. I wouldn't consider him a elite rim protector at all. And he also can shoot the three, and he gets spread out all over the floor offensively. So I think there's a lot of times he's going to be away from the basket. So Zion Williamson obviously can't guard Ja. Herb Jones is probably going to be on Ja Morant, but I think Ja's a little bit too quick for him. CJ obviously can't, and neither can BI. So there's really just no one. I guess there's not a point guard on the other side that could really contain Ja here. But I just going off pure volume here for Ja Morant. No Desmond Bane. There's going to be a ton of offense. I mean, that's about 50 points a game, or 24 points a game from Desmond Bane that's going to be removed from the lineup. So definitely going to be a little bit more shots here for Ja Morant, a player that can hit this with Desmond Bane in the lineup easily. But without Desmond Bane, I think this line's just a little bit too low for him at 28.5 points. I'm taking the over Ja Morant against the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion versus Ja. Love Zion. Love Ja here at 28.5 points, taking the over. So Mike Conley, 7.5 assists. Ja Morant, 28.5 points here. Again, you guys, let me know in the comments what you guys feel about these props. We're going to continue to lock in, continue to move on from bad days. Hopefully look forward to good green days here. Drop a like on this video, you guys. Hit that subscribe button. And as always, let's cash.